Stanislav, I'm going to participate in diversity lottery. I want to know what that thing is, what are my chances, and most importantly, what are the alternatives to this procedure. So today, guys, we're going to be discussing this topic, and also I will let you know how to get a free evaluation of your case. Let's go! Hello, my dear friends, I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're discussing the green card lottery and what kind of animal that is and how you can substitute and what else you can do to come to the US and make your dreams come true. So, first of all, the diversity lottery is the process that was organized by the US government to provide the additional green cards, around 50,000 for anybody willing in the world. And you would ask, Stanislav, why would they do this? Well, the answer is that the United States of America is the country that wanna diversify its population, and also the country was built with immigrants and by immigrants. So giving a lottery ticket to everybody in the world is kinda what Americans do to show that they're the greatest nation, which I completely agree. Usually the process of filling out the paperwork happens in October, and depending on a year, it could be a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit late, but October pretty much is the month. I usually encourage my clients or potential clients to participate in this endeavor. However, what I want you not to do is to rely on this. Why? Because millions upon millions upon millions of people participate in diversity lottery, and with the results coming out in May of the following year, the chances of you getting selected are less than 0.1%. Even if both of you, and that's what's going on, your spouse and yourself participate, the chances are very, very low. Now, what are the options will you have on top of participating in green card lottery? And let me go one by one and let you know which visas are the best. And I'm going to discussing mostly immigrant visas, and I will touch a little bit on non-immigrant options. Option number one is EB-1A. That's the extraordinary talented person's visa. And I know you guys read online on USCIS websites that visa is for people who has Oscar and Nobel Prizes and things like that. But hold your horses, because this visa has a measure of the talent, and the measure of the talent is 3 criteria out of the 10. So as long as we satisfy 3 criteria out of the 10, your petition may be approved and you'll be able to get a green card for yourself, your spouse, and your children under 21 years old. And this visa is great because it's self-petition, so you don't have to have an employer who will be sponsoring your visa. You may be your own employer, so to speak. All right, so this is one of the best options. Everything is under our control. Option number 2, EB-2 NIW. This is the second category of employment-based visas that is also self-petitioned. You don't have to have an employer, but you have to have some kind of endeavor. I like to call it a project that will be in the national interest of the United States government. Stanislav, what is the national interest? Well, the national interest consists of 2 sub-criteria. Number 1 is the substantial merit, which means that we need to resolve some kind of a problem with a proposed endeavor. Subcriterion number 2 is national importance. So the resolution of this problem must be important to the US government. And here there are a lot of examples: the new technologies, the innovations, the discoveries, patents, science, IT projects, cybersecurity projects, medical projects, AI projects, and things like that could all be in the national interest of the US government. And this visa, just like EB-1A, is only second exception with no employer needed. I already mentioned that, but this is very important. So we may rely only on ourselves. And the last thing that we need to prove is that you must be well positioned. So you possess all kind of education, certification, knowledge, experience, projects in the past, and everything you've done that will put you in a position to be able to realize this proposed endeavor in the future. Option number 3, EB-5, that is the large investment visa. If you have the budget of $800,000 plus, which would be the passive investment, or $1,050,000, which would be active investment. And this one is relatively the easiest and fastest way to get a green card, especially if you go through the passive investment. So now let's discuss in short what's the difference between passive and active investment. With the passive investment, you contribute $800,000 to so-called regional center. Regional center is the organization which has been licensed and accredited by the US government, so they can take your money in exchange for the green card. Okay? And in a sense, in this particular way, the investment is not really investment, it's a mid-term loan. Why? Because this is refundable. Usually this money is refunded at this point in about 5 years. You also get the interest payments on your investment, and you get the green cards for yourself, for your spouse, and kids below 21 years old. The last but not least are the 2 classic perm labor certification visas. That is EB-2 and EB-3. So both of them require you to have an employer in the US who will be sponsoring your visa, meaning that they are willing to go through this process alongside with you. Let's talk about the timing for all those visas. But before I get to that, guys, you can get a free evaluation of your cases on those visas that I spoke about. That is EB-1A, EB-2 NIW, EB-5, and EB-2 and EB-3. The links are below this video. All you need to do is to click on the link corresponding to the program that you like, or you can fill out all the forms. There is no limitation. You fill out the form, you submit it, and within 2 days, I will get back to you with a free evaluation of your case, give you the analysis, which visa is good for you, which is not. And if I see the potential, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I will build a written winning strategy for your petition with 2 phases. And the third step is you guys hiring myself and my team to lead your case for the next 6 months to get you more than 90% approval rate. What is the timing for all these visas that I mentioned? So EB-1A is a 1.5 years, EB-2 NIW 2.5 up to 3 years, EB-5 about a little bit over a year, EB-2, EB-3 could be 3 years or more. So you guys could see that by timing, EB-1A, EB-5, and EB-2 NIW are the best visas to go by. And I remind you, EB-2 NIW and EB-1A are the only exceptions in the US immigration field that provide you the option not to have an employer. And also, on top of that, let's briefly discuss the non-immigrant options. Those are O1 visa. That's one of the best visas to come to the US and start your immigration journey. That's the talent visa, but non-immigrant. E2, if you have a budget of only $100,000 or a little bit more, and you want to start a business here in the US, or you want to purchase the business, this is a good option for you to proceed. Also L1 visa, also business visa for those who have the businesses outside of the US and you are planning to open up a business here in the US, you can get L1 visa and later on you can switch to EB-1C and also get a green card. Guys, smash that like button if you love my videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube if you have not yet. Smack the bell button and also ask the questions, comment. I always like to communicate with you on this platform. Besides, I have a Telegram, TikTok, Instagram, all the links for those social media platforms below this video. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.